Hello, I am Pragyan Sharma of Acropolis Institute of Technology and Research, Indore, and I will be explaining about the HTTP protocols of Internet and Web technology. So, what are it? This came from the application layer of the OSI model in IWT, and they are stateless, connectionless application layer. There came from it is a client server protocol, and the actions are get, post, and delete. Here is a small picture where client gives request to the server, and server again acts by giving a response. HTTP is a protocol which allows the fetching of resources such as HTML documents. It is the foundation of any data exchange on the web. It is a client-server protocol, which means requests are initiated by recipient, usually the web browser. Web browser means when the client has a request to do, the web browser take actions then. A complete document is reconstructed from the different sub-documents fetched, for instance text, layout, description, images, videos, scripts, and more. Clients and servers communicate by exchanging individual messages. The personal messages, you can say, the messages sent by the client, usually a web browser, are called requests, as I said, and the messages sent by the server as an answer are the responses. Here is the image. Okay, here are the web document that a person makes. Okay, here the internet, the cloud, here the web server. Okay, you give request and it gives to it, then goes to the web server. Now, HTTP was designed in early 1990s. HTTP is an extensible protocol which has evolved over time. It is an application layer protocol, as I said, that is sent over TCP or over a TLS encrypted TCP connection. Through any reliable transport protocol could theoretically be used. Due to its extensibility, it is used to not only fetch hypertext documents but also images and videos or to post content to servers like with HTML form results. HTTP can also be used to fetch parts of documents to update web pages on demand. Here is the documentation of HTTP use with respect to the other languages and the protocols with respect to the web server. You can pause and see. Components of HTTP based system. HTTP is a client server protocol. Requests are sent by one entity and the user agent or a proxy on behalf of it. You can choose any of them. Most of the time the user agent is the web browser, but it can be anything. For example, a robot that crawls the web to populate and maintain a search engine index. Like SEO, when you search anything, the first link has the SEO certification. It is a different example, but you can relate to it. Each individual request is sent to a server which handles it and provides an answer called a response. Between the client and the server, there are numerous entities, as collectively called proxies, which perform different operations and act as gateways or caches. For example, client proxy and server proxy client. In reality, there are more computers between a browser and the server handling the request, like routers, modems, or more. Because of the layered design of the web, these are hidden in the network and transport layers. HTTP is on top. At the application layer, although important to diagnose network problems, the underlying layers are mostly irrelevant. Sorry. Let me just start the line. Although important to diagnose network problems, the underlying layers are mostly irrelevant to the description of the HTTP. The client, the user agent, we will see about this now. The user agent is any tool that acts on the behalf of the user. This role is primarily performed by the web browser. Okay. Other possibilities are programs used by engineers and web developers to debug their applications. Debugging application is a very useful task done by HTTP protocols as a client user agent. The browser is always the entity initiating request. As I said before, browser acts when the entity initiates the request. It is never the server. Though some mechanisms have been added over the years to stimulate server initiated messages. To present a web page, the browser sends an original request to fetch the HTML document that represents the page. It then parses this file, making additional requests corresponding to execution scripts, layout information to display, and sub-resources contained within the page. The web browser then mixes these resources to present the user a complete document, which is called a web page. Scripts executed by the browser can fetch more resources in later phases, and the browser updates the web page accordingly. So this is it. We learn about what is HTTP. It's a little bit of history, how it works, all about driving, posting, deletion. What is protocols, client, user, agent. We studied about that. How the proxy server and client works. We studied about that. How the web browser acts. We studied about that. Request, response, from client and response from server, we understood those part also. So was my video. I hope you liked it. So thank you at last. And if you liked it, also share to the your friends, your family, and your other mates to be aware of the HTTP protocol in the today's increasing internet and web technology. Thank you.